A word to our young brothers and sisters who have the courage and the spirit to go out in the streets and participate in demonstrations. They're not necessarily marches per se, although you can be going from one spot to another spot. Understand the concept. There's nothing wrong with it. And it's exactly what goes on all over the world. For all the knuckleheads who have never participated in any march or demonstration and want to tell you all kinds of bullshit. Oh, it's a setup, and oh, we tired of marching, and all that's a bunch of bullshit. Most of them are fucking cowards who are not doing anything, so they really need to just shut the fuck up. But I would tell you with caution to study what's called The Art of War. There's a book called The Art of War. Study that book and learn your enemy. Learn how they operate. Learn how they deploy their manpower. Learn the strategies and tactics that they use to try to force you into a particular area or whatever it is they try to do. Study all of that. Study the art of guerrilla warfare. They study it. There's nothing wrong with you studying it. But do not allow yourself, and actually in some of those studies, you will find or you will see the weaknesses of those who may try to call themselves leaders and have you do certain things. Do not allow yourself to be herded into a trap. Do not allow yourself to be used as cannon fodder similar to how Martin Luther King in, if you saw the movie Selma, if you saw where an elderly man was being attacked and harassed by the police, some people were being pushed. A young brother, in fact, was being targeted, and because he was trying to follow the strategy or the tactic of nonviolence, he became a target for these bully police. And so in the movie, the sister who I can't remember her name, but she was a real woman who existed and did strike back because she was fed up with the whole idea of being beat on. But the point is, in that particular incident, many men stood by, and although they actually outnumbered the police, and even today, the people outnumber the police. There may be thousands of police that, let's say, exist in New York City. I forget how many they have. They have a couple, maybe, I don't know. I'm sure there's more than 1,000 police. I don't remember exactly what the number is, but my point is the people outnumber the police. But the thing is, the minds of the people are not in a state of seeing themselves as being victims, as seeing themselves as being the majority. And oftentimes very confused and fall into being sympathetic to believing that the police exist in our communities to help us. Don't let your child be talked to by the police like they're being friendly. Don't let your child think that it's cool to be a police, at least not in this day and time. Let them be a soldier or a champion for justice, supporting the people, not supporting those who are the backers and the ones who call the shots to the police and tell them to vamp on us, who tell them when we demonstrate outside of big stores or the scene of an abuse, they say to the police, get those people out of there, make them leave, make it stop, and the police follow. Because they're not interested in law and justice. They commit injustice every day. All of the tickets and the arrests that they make feeds this beast. That is the wizard behind the curtain, okay? Like the Wizard of Oz. We must raise the consciousness of our people. It should be when we go out in the streets. We can go in our own communities, which would really kind of be a surprise, and just gather in various locations. Gather like we used to do back in the day, standing on the corner and talking. Just like Malcolm X used to stand on a ladder, or, brothers, and may have been some sisters out there too, standing on a soapbox or whatever, or on a ladder, and talking to our people and educating us. We need education. We need to have many of the things that's in our minds undone. That's the first battle that needs to take place. And I'm not saying we can't do more than one thing at the same time. But the big part is to educate our people. And each one needs to teach 10. It can no longer be each one teach 10, 20. So that should be part of the strategy every time we decide to go out in the street to demonstrate, or if you want to call it a march. And I applaud many, I don't know if it's many, but a few of the artists who have taken the initiative to voice their dislike for the murders of our innocent people. It takes courage to do that. They risk, some of them, financial, harm, injury, although they could excuse me, probably still create a means of existence if the system tried to cut them off financially from continuing to make money, you know, as an actor or as a performer. We have to support those who stand up. When our people have to go to court, we should pack the courthouse in support of that person. And in general, people need to stop copping a plea because they don't want to keep coming to court. Too many people cop a plea, and that makes it easy for the system to exist. There's an excellent movie called Justice that came out quite some time ago, but it's an excellent movie about a lawyer who organizes people in Minnesota. And they decide to organize, and anybody who's given a ticket or arrested wrongfully, they support those people in court, and the people do not take the easy way out of copping a plea. They decide that they want to go to trial. If this was done in an organized fashion, the courts would come to a standstill. We go to many of the courts in our inner cities, in our big cities where we exist, and we always see so many of our people standing online waiting to get inside the court because we have these frivolous charges that have been labeled as crimes. This whole concept of crime, I'm going to do another video, and I'm going to go into the definition that is in the legal dictionary of what crime is, and take us back to a time where many of the things that people are going to court for did not exist. Once again, the system that oppresses us as a people have created so many different laws, statutes, violations, It's really just another form of what's called the new Jim Crow. Michelle Alexander wrote a book called The New Jim Crow. And basically what Jim Crow was, after slavery, crackers created all these different laws so that if you didn't have a certain amount of money in your pocket, if you were standing on the street, you could be arrested and put on a chain gang or something. It's no different than what goes on today. They are raping us. They have oppressed us since they have landed on this continent. Okay? This land that was the land of our ancestors. It is our land. We are colonized people. We have to understand what colonization is. We have to study Frantz Fanon, who wrote several books, Black Skin, White Mask, The Wretched of the Earth. We have to listen to Sister Dr. Joy DeGroy. You might even see her book as Dr. Joy Leary, Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. Michelle Alexander, The New Jim Crow. Harriet Washington, Medical Apartheid. We have to study these things. We have to see it in its different forms around us and wake up our brothers and sisters as to what's going on and how we are dying, how we are being killed, how we are being oppressed every day in our communities. We have to create co-ops amongst ourselves so that we support each other, so that we can financially make it. Because times are getting ready to get very hard. Believe me, Trump is going to get in, or his whole agenda is basically going to be what's happening. Y'all can say, oh, okay, you know, oh, I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Some of y'all was like, oh, well, I'm going to go with Bernie Sanders. I'm not even sure what the hell is going on, because it don't make a difference. You know, it's bad for us either way it goes. But the bottom line is we have to prepare ourselves. We're almost at the same point we was before Obama got in, and you know, so many of us thought that Obama was going to be Jesus the return, and it was quite the opposite. All of this foolishness about giving rights to gays and all this shit, and yet we getting killed every day. But yet, oh, they can get married and all this other stupid bullshit that goes on. Pretty soon they're going to have pedophile rights. Oh, it's all right. You know, I think I already saw it, right? Somebody trying to marry a animal or something, marry their dog, or all this foolishness that goes on. And they want you to be a part of it because they want it to exist. Because its existence will mean your non-existence. Anything that makes you non-existent, anything that takes away the time from talking about the issues that we face every day on the planet, anything that will keep you from procreating, anything that will confuse your child because you haven't taken the time to talk to your children. Educate yourself and liberate yourself from mental slavery. And that's the first part and the first win in this war against injustice and oppression against our people on this planet. Peace.